Steal the one-to-one template that I used as a VP leading a department of 100 people to build a high-performance team. I've found that a lot of leaders get one-on-ones wrong, or they don't even hold them unless somebody's in trouble. So in this video, I'll show you the exact 30-minute one-to-one template I use to lead a high-performing team, the prompts to use in the moment so your one-on-ones don't turn into mundane status updates, the follow-up steps most leaders skip that make one-to-ones actually work from week to week. Now I get it, you're busy. Your calendar is packed. If things seem fine, it's easy to think, why do I need another recurring meeting? If you've ever said, my team seems fine, I don't really need one-on-ones, let me give you a few red flags that usually show up right before leaders realize that they need to hold one-on-ones. If you're hearing about problems at the last minute, if deadlines are slipping and nobody can clearly tell you why, if one person is carrying the load of the team, if you keep hearing, I wasn't sure what you wanted, if your best people are getting quieter and quieter, or if turnover feels like it comes out of nowhere, those are usually signs that real stuff isn't coming to the surface early enough. So what do? Run one-on-ones regularly, weekly or bi-weekly, and make sure you run them with intention. And the purpose is not status updates. There are really three things that you should think about. One is to get issues surfaced early, to create clarity around your expectations, and show your support for their growth and development so they actually get better over time. Because when people know you care, they trust deeper and they work harder. If you don't show you're invested in their success, they check out, they stop caring. So here's what I do now. I use a simple workflow that keeps the meeting focused, but still makes space for real connection, clarity, and growth. And it works even if you only have 30 minutes. So at the beginning of the meeting, hold a check-in, maximum 4 minutes. This is where you surface what's really going on and try to strengthen trust. So your question prompts are things like, how are you doing this week, really? What's been energizing for you? What's been on your mind that you haven't said out loud? This part is important because it helps them feel seen. If you skip straight into tasks, you're missing what's actually affecting their performance. Next is wins in progress. So set aside 3 minutes for this. And this is about reinforcing momentum and recognizing what's working. So question prompts would be things like, what went well since we last met? What progress are you proud of? What did you move forward? These matter more than people think. Wins build confidence, and confidence fuels performance. Then we talk about clarity and priorities. Set aside about 10 minutes for this. And this is about aligning on priorities and surface blockers that you can help remove. The goal of this is to really make sure that you're both on the same page with priorities, and like I said, to identify any blockers that they need your help with. The mistake most managers make is they expect the employee to monologue a status report. Status can be documented and saved in a shared Google Doc. Clarity and priorities is about aligning on what matters most and making sure you support your employee where they need it the most. And expectations need to be clear so that they trust you when something goes wrong or they need help moving a blocker, they feel comfortable reaching out to you. So ask questions like, what are your 1 or 2 top priorities? What feels unclear to you right now? What's blocked? And what do you need my help to move? By the way, if you're leading people and this is the kind of practical leadership advice you've been looking for, make sure you're subscribed. I share systems like this every week so that you can actually use it immediately. Now let's talk about growth and development. Set aside about 10 minutes for this. Connect the current work to long-term goals and give them stretch goals that you can support them with. This is the part that leaders skip, and it's why your team members start to plateau. So ask questions like, what are your goals for the next year? How they answer becomes the foundation for career growth, because now you can set a plan and you can assign them tasks that build skills towards their long-term goals. Then shift to how you can support them. What's one skill or capability you need to build to get there? What opportunities can I put in front of you that will stretch you in that direction? And think about what's one stretch assignment that you can give them in the next few weeks to build that skill. And end with one small next step. What's one action you'll take before we meet again that'll help move you towards your goal? Next, we'll talk about commitments and coming in for a close. Set this to about 2 minutes. This is about locking in on follow through and giving it a final opportunity for anything that the employee hasn't yet surfaced. Summarize what you've talked about. Here's what you're committing to before our next meeting. Here's what you're committing to for your long-term goals. And then I ask, what's something you haven't said yet that would be helpful for me to know? And then I pause, giving them a moment to think about how they'd like to respond. Here's the part that most leaders skip, but it improves the effectiveness of your one-on-ones. Right after the meeting, write down the 2 or 3 commitments, theirs and yours. Share the notes so you're both on the same page. And when you have your next one-to-one, make sure you start by reviewing those action items. Now, here are a few red flags that you should watch out for. If in every meeting you hear, "I'm fine," ask, what's something you haven't said that would help me to support you better? And then pause. If one-on-ones keep turning into status updates, move status to a doc and use one-to-ones for blockers and growth. If performance is slipping, spend more time in clarity and expectations and confirm what good or what done looks like. So that's the 30-minute one-to-one template that I use. It surfaces issues early, creates clarity, and helps people grow over time. And when you do the follow-up step, it turns your one-on-ones from a conversation that you forget into progress you can track. And that's really helpful when you get to performance review time. Now, if you want my one-page one-to-one guide, comment one-to-one and I'll share it. It's a structure and a set of questions that you can use to put into your own words.